Ang una ko pong katanungan ay patungkol doon sa mga tinatawag natin angels in red vest, meaning yung mga social worker po. During previous hearings sa committee at saka sa plenary here sa budget deliberation, I did mention about hundreds or even thousands of social workers na been working with the DSWD for years and even decades. Yung iba mag-retire na lang, sila ay COS pa rin or JO. At nangako sa akin yung DSWD na susubukan nilang bawasan at gawing permanent yung ilan sa kanila. Has it been done, Mr. President?
Mr. President, according to the Secretary, DBM has provided DSWD with 5,000 plantilla positions, so they are now processing it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. How about doon po sa mga benefits? I'm sure wala silang benefits dahil sila po ay COS and job order. Paano po pag nagkasakit itong mga social workers natin? And also, meron ba silang tinatawag na hazard pay? Maybe wala, ano? Pero at least man lang magpapasko, meron ba silang bonus na maasahan itong Pasko, Mr. President?
So, Mr. President, of course, when the 5,000 that are regularized, when their papers are processed, then they will get the full extent of the packages provided by law. But in the meantime, those that do not have, those are not that are not regularized, they still give them whatever the law allows them to provide, and that would include the usual 13th month pay, the PhilHealth benefits, and then they also have a premium of 20%, which the law allows them to provide.
Okay, thank you, Madam Sponsor and Mr. President. Now, during the last hearing, also, I did mention about the transportation na pinoproblema ng mga social worker na nakarating sa akin na sumbong. Pag sila po ay mamimigay ng AX, nagtatricycle po sila, bit-bit nilang isang bag na may lamang 5 million, 10 million. Na-address na ho ba yun? Meron na ho ba mga sasakyan, yung mga social worker natin pag namimigay po sila ng AX? O hanggang ngayon po ay nagtatricycle pa rin sila?
So in addition to additional vehicles that they now have been able to procure, they have also been allowed to rent for long-term vehicles. So this is what they are able to make use of for now.
Okay, thank you, Madam Sponsor. So in other words, hindi na tayo makarinig ng mga reklamo mula sa mga social workers natin na namimigay ng AX na sila po ay nagsasakay lang ng tricycle o nag-aangkas, Mr. President, at bit-bit ang bag na may lamang 5 million, for example. Wala nang ganon scenario, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor.
Wala na hong, but dahil pwede na ho silang umupa, hindi na kailangan mag-commute. But I also clarified with the Secretary just now that there are what we call these geographically isolated areas. And pagdating sa ganon, wala talagang sasakyan sa mga lugar na ganon. Wala talaga tayong magagawa doon. Kailangan physically fit talaga ang ating mga pupunta doon dahil yun talaga terrain ng ating bansa. May ganun ho talagang lugar.
Wow, so ibig sabihin, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President, so dahil walang sasakyan available, maglalakad sila bit-bit.
No, I didn't say that, sir. I said may mga lugar, they are
Okay.
geographically isolated.
Mhm.
Hindi ho pwedeng pumunta doon ang sasakyan.
Okay.
Hindi kayang pumunta. Nakarating na ho ako sa mga lugar na gano'n, you have to hike. So meron din gano'n. Kahit, I mean, I guess limited, pero meron. Pero meron. So pagka gano'n, kahit anong gawin mo, hindi ho, walang sasakyan na makakarating doon.
So therefore, mag-hike na lang yung...
Wala ho tayong choice. Yun ho talagang trabaho.
Maybe that's something na pag-aralan din ng ating secretary, because we're talking about millions of pesos na hinahandle nito mga social worker na pupunta ko doon sa mga isolated places. And hindi naman natin masasabi lahat ng lugar sa Pilipinas, puro mababait ang mga tao doon at hindi magbabalak ng masama. So kinakailangan siguro pag-isipan natin na wag naman mag-hike. Siguro magmotor or something na may kasama. I don't know.
Meron hong situations that they partner with Land Bank. So they call it like a hybrid payout, and it's Land Bank who takes care of this. So hindi na nila si Land Bank na ang mga problema kung paano nila i-deliver yon, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Now, doon po sa 4-piece, I received so many complaints from some people na hindi sila sa 4-piece, although qualified daw sila. And then yung kapitbahay nila na may water refilling station na jeepney operator na pasok sa 4-piece. Samantalang sila na very qualified, hindi raw sila nakatanggap ng 4-piece. How do we qualify individuals or people or family na mabibigyan ng 4-piece? Who identifies these recipients? Sino barangay chairman ba? Si mayor?
So, Mr. President, the past years, the list of beneficiaries are based on listahanan. It's fairly outdated, and so there has been a move to have this community-based registry, and that is the one that is more accurate because exactly what the term says. It is community-based. So it is already, the data is already coming in. As I mentioned during the earlier interpellation of Senator Erwin, the data is not yet complete because it is being turned over per community, but that one will be more accurate because similar to the incident that His Honor mentioned, the Secretary and his team is also familiar with that. And so they are expecting that this community-based list will be much more accurate at sana ma-address yung situations that His Honor just brought to our attention.
Thank you, Madam Spokes, Mr. President. Yeah, kasi ang nakarating sa aking mga sumbong ay kadalasan yung mga recipient ay mga kaibigan, kakilala, kamag-anak ni chairman na hindi naman qualified kung tutuusin, hindi qualified kung tutuusin. So we have to be very careful, Mr. President, sa pag-evaluate whether or not qualified ba talaga o hindi, yung pamilya magbibigyan ng 4Ps kasi naabuso po. Yung iba naman, tumulong kay chairman nung kampanya, ililista ni chairman kahit na hindi qualified. Kumbaga parang bayad utang or something, Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, let me clarify something, no? Balikan natin yung example na binigay nyo. It is also possible, as I said, also possible. I don't know the exact circumstances nung nabanggit yung kwento, but it is also possible that they do not comply with the requirements to be a 4Ps beneficiary. Kasi po, isa sa requirements nito is may anak ka either in daycare elementary or junior high or senior high. So kung wala kunyari mga anak mo, puro 18 and above na hindi nag-aaral, hindi ho yan magko-comply. And this may be information that is not easily available. So akala tuloy nila, bakit ako wala, sila meron? Kasi may requirements para makakomply. Anyway, that's the most glaring requirement that some do not meet. And they also cannot be, if graduate ka na dito, meaning wala ka ng anak na ganitong nag-aaral, out ka na rin sa program, Mr. President. To respond to His Honor's question on like the Kapitan being using their own being biased as to who would be the beneficiaries. For now, the list is based on listahanan. It will be moved to the community-based list, but the Secretary emphasizes that the LGUs have no role in identifying the beneficiaries and who would be included. The ones handling it, Mr. President, are the municipal or city links, and most of them are social worker. So pagka may report, may ganon, siguro ipa-report na lang natin kasi talagang walang role si Kapitan dyan, si Kapitana, si Kagawad, wala ho silang role dyan.
Okay, thank you, Madam Spokes, Mr. President. Now, lahat siguro tayo nakakita na nito, yung mga street children, Mr. President. Kuminsan may kita mo dyan sa kalye, buong pamilya, si tatay, si nanay, tapos may dalawang anak dyan nagluluto sa kalye, mukhang kawawa sila. They are considered as homeless, Mr. President, or street children, man doon sa mga batang kamok, kung tawagin, dyan sa ilalim ng MRT sa EDSA. And I know na meron tayong tinatawag na families and individuals in street situations or FISS. And meron tayong budget dyan at 807 million pesos, Mr. President. How is it being used?
So, Mr. President, this is the Pag-abot program. This institutionalizes a platform for an enhanced and unified delivery of services to vulnerable and disadvantaged children, individuals, and families in street situations through provision of social safety nets and protection against risks brought about by poverty. And the component assistance packages are financial assistance, transportation or relocation assistance, transitory shelter assistance, livelihood assistance, employment assistance, psychosocial support, capability building of communities, capacity building of the LGUs, and community assistance. There are also other related assistance packages that may be given as deemed necessary. The thing is, Mr. President, this is a program that requires the consent of the individuals. So some would be open to relocation, to housing, but others are not, and so they return to the streets.
15,000 in the profile, sumama sa atin 8,000.
Okay.
7,000 na kunin natin sa communities nila. So 15 yung
You
profile.
reached 8, and then of the 8. So, Mr. President, in terms of numbers, there are 15,000 individuals that have been profiled, and they have reached out and have worked with 8,000 of them, and 7,000 have actually been reintegrated into communities. So talagang yung iba siguro nasanay na sa ganung lifestyle, hirap sa reintegration. So more than half have been reintegrated, but there is still that number that still choose to live on the streets.
Okay, thank you, Madam Spokes, Mr. President. So, ang DSWD ba ang pupunta doon sa mga kalye para sila ayain na pumasok sa program? Or
Yes, sila ho ang pinupuntahan.
Silang pinupuntahan. In that case, sa Quezon City alone, where I live, siguro ma-identify ko 6 o 7 pamilya nandoon sa kalye, nakahiga, natutulog, Mr. President. So baka pwedeng i-reach out yun. I can give you the location, exact location. Not only where I live, maging sa ibang mga kalye, very common na makita tayo mga street children or street people, if you will. Baka pwedeng ma-address natin yun, puntahan. And then meron ba tayong registry kung tawagin? Na once pumasok sa programa, mag-register sila and monitor sila to make sure na hindi na abuso yung programa, Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, the incident that His Honor mentioned, that is primarily a LGU function, but DSWD recognizes that there are many LGUs dala ng dami ng vulnerable population, hindi rin kinakaya ng LGU. So, DSWD is always ready to support. If His Honor can provide us with the details of that, the areas where those families are, DSWD will be happy to go there and meet with and provide any services that they can to these families.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Isa pang issue kasi pag siguro lahat tayo dumadaan sa EDSA going south or even going north, diyan sa ilalim ng MRT, may mga batang hamog kung tawagin. Every single day nakikita ko kung minsan tumatawid pa ng kalsada yon. How do we address this kind of problem, Mr. President?
So, Mr. President, yung mga batang walang kasamang magulang, kinukuha talaga yan ng DSWD in coordination with the barangay kasi bawal talaga na ang bata ay nag-iisa in a public place, susceptible to all kinds of danger. So, kinukuha po nila yan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Kasi I think a couple of years ago, may mga nagsumbong sa akin dahil itong mga batang hamog or street children na involved sa mga snatching, petty theft. And so kinuha ng DSWD upon my recommendation. And then a couple of days later, balik naman ulit sila dun sa kalye. How are the street children na nakukuha ng DSWD, how are they being handled? How are they being processed? Paano yan? Papaliguan lang sila, pakainin ng lugaw, and then pakawalan ulit? Wala bang ginagawang papa-identify kung sino yung magulang mo, saan ka nakatira, and then babalik sa magulang, ipasok sa programang FACE, etc.
So, Mr. President, the process is they remove the child or children from those areas where they are in danger, these public places where they're loitering around or if ever even engaging in activities that they should not be engaged in. And then they coordinate with the families. And after meeting with the families, also explaining the responsibilities, they return the child to the family. And sadly, those are the situations where then you'll find the child back on the streets because despite working with the families still are not able to provide for the child and either allow the child or even send the child out on the streets. This is just my own intervention, the next statement I'm about to make. And that is also where we have our foster care law because a child that is neglected can be removed, no? But of course, I know it's the mandate of DSWD, all of us. Try mo muna talagang ma-reconcile siya sa family niya. Hindi naman natin talaga basta-basta kinukuha yun. Minsan may kuya lang dyan na nagsisipag, naghahanap ng pagkain. Hindi mo naman tatanggalin yan sa pamilya niya. Pero kung talagang yung sitwasyon neglected na talaga yung bata, then that's the time that you would consider taking it into protective custody and finding a temporary solution away from the family. But I think they don't do that drastically because nga, it's not naman our objective to separate a child from their family.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Thank you, Mr. President. 807 million ang budget last year and then this year or next year another 807 million. Is it being utilized, fully utilized, yung amount na 807 million para doon sa tinatawag na FIS or pag-abot program, pag-abot program?
So as of now, Mr. President, the utilization is at 59%. Historically, nauubos po nila yung funding nila dyan. Yung peak daw po ng pagbigay ng assistance na yan would be towards the end of the year. So mauubos po yun. Confident po sila.
Okay. Last question lang tungkol dyan, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor. Can I just get a random list of families na pasok sa programa yan, na nag-benefit sa programa yan? And also, yan po ba subject sa auditing ng COA?
Yes, this is audited and a list will be provided to His Honor.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. President and Madam Sponsor. Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program or AKAP. Maganda itong programa itong tutusin. But I received some complaints from people na sinasabi nila they're making a little more than the minimum wage. Pero they're not qualified. Sabi nila nagbabayad kami ng buwis. Pero hindi kami nakikinabang dyan. Hirap din kami, kapos din kami kung tutusin. So how do we address that? Those kinds of complaints?
Specific question? Kung
Yung AKAP, ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita. So
Yes.
the people that are qualified or beneficiaries for this program ay yung mga minimum wage or below.
Yes.
Right. So yung mga above minimum, hindi sila qualified. Am I right? Let's say mga, sabihin natin,
is this-
call center. They're making 20,000-25,000, so they're not qualified. But kapos pa rin yung kita nila. This is complaint lang ito, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President, na bakit itong mga above minimum pero kinakapos sila, pag sila naghirap, hindi sila qualified sa AKAP.
Yeah. So again, Mr. President, a little bit of history. Yung AKAP kasi is a program that started in the House. Never Mr. Chairman, tama ba yung isasagot ko? Never nagkaroon ng AKAP never nagkaroon ng AKAP sa NEP, no? So this is a program that started in the House, and then I think originally it's for those earning above minimum wage, but according to the Secretary, in the 2025 budget, kailangan below minimum wage. Below na nga. And then this year, walang AKAP.
Okay.
Oo.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Thank you, Mr. President. Home for the Aged. Months ago, meron pa akong in-expose na Home for the Aged na kawawa ang itsura hanggang sa napasara natin. Now, matanong ko lang, ilan pong Home for the Aged meron tayo na run by the government? I know there are so many Home for the Aged. Yung iba sa kanila run by NGOs at umaasa sa donations. How about itong run by the government? Mr. President.
Mr. President, yung Home for the Aged run by government, there are 4. 1 in NCR, 1 in Region 4 in Tanay, 1 in Region 9 Zamboanga, and 1 in Region 11 Davao.
Okay. Can we show video? And these Home for the Aged, whether run by the government or run by NGOs, are they properly monitored, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor? May nag-ikot ng taga-DSWD?
Yes, the response is yes.
Pwede tayo magpakita ng video? What's the video? Anyway, wag niyo siguro pakita kung mali-mali mga video. Cut niyo na lang. Mali.
Nakatanggap ako ng isang sumbong sa Bukidnon,
President,
isang nursing home
Sponsor,
at kalunos-lunos
nagtanong
itsura. Marahil aking
maraming
pong mamungkahi sa inyo na kailangang
Ayan.
meron
that's in Bukidnon. I know,
gumagawa ng monitoring sa lahat ng mga nursing home, whether
NGO,
ito ay
yan.
pinapatakbo ng pamahalaan o ng pribado,
Mr. President,
NGO
to be
po yan,
clear,
non-government
hindi kasama
organization.
sa apat na
Pero siyempre,
binanggit ko.
sila ay
No, no,
tumatanggap
I know,
ng donasyon.
Madam
So pwedeng
Sponsor.
gagamitin ng front,
Pero
magtayo
diba,
sila ng
katanungan niyo
nursing
is,
homes,
minomonitor
ng
ba
donasyon.
nila yung apat?
At
Sino
yung mga
nagpo-monitor?
natanggap nila
So
sa halip
kung
na
hindi
ibuhos
ho-
para
hindi
alagaan
ho-
yung mga
kiniklear ko lang
senior
po,
citizens na may
hindi yan
dementia at
isa sa
binubulsa.
apat
So
na-
kinakawawa. So
Hindi
dapat
po
talaga
yan sa apat.
mag-create tayo ng isang task force na i-monitor lahat ng nursing home, whether privado man o
Mr. President,
publiko.
ng DSWD, ang mga Home for the Aged na run by NGOs, kasama sa responsibilities.
So ganito, Mr. President, no? A residential home needs to be accredited for the SWD to be able to monitor them and to ensure that they are complying with the standards. Because for the accreditation itself, there are already obligations on the part of the residential home managers or facility owners to comply with. Pag hindi accredited, di wala akong basis si DSWD to know that they even exist, that they even are not complying with requirements. But when they hear about it, even though it is not accredited, they will go and check because mga kababayan natin ang nandito is for the welfare of those vulnerable citizens who are there. And then in this particular case, I believe that, but please correct me if I'm wrong, but this appears to be the facility in Bukidnon, pinuntahan ho nila yan at alam talaga, nalaman nga na hindi nga ito accredited. DSWD went there with a multidisciplinary team, social workers, psychometrician, medical doctor, nurse, and even building and fire protection officers to inspect the area and the condition. Their observation were that there were 17 clients, only 7 in the list. Only 7 clients in the list, however, were present. 5 were deceased, 3 were absconded. Apparently, they have a record. And then 3 were reintegrated in their families. The same day, the BFP inspected the facility and found the non-compliance of the requirement. DSD has issued a suspension letter.
Thank you.
DSWD.
So, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor, ibig sabihin, itong mga Home for the Aged na run by NGOs na wala sa tama yung pagpapatakbo, they're mostly not accredited by the DSWD. Therefore, they're not subject to inspection because the DSWD in the first place, they don't know that they exist.
So ang DSWD has standards, Mr. President, and if they are accredited, they are duty bound to comply with the standards set. Of course, if there's a violation, DSWD will inspect, and if the violation is serious or they're not addressing it, they can be shut down. As for those who were never accredited, they can also be shut down because they never were accredited. In other words, they didn't even go through the process.
Sounds good to me, Mr. President. So therefore, my recommendation, Mr. President, for the DSWD to contact all the barangays nationwide and ask them kung meron silang alam na mga Home for the Aged run by NGOs, kung sino man, and then i-check nyo sa record ninyo kung ito ba accredited or not. And if they're accredited, then dapat meron talagang physical na pag-check to make sure na it is being run properly.
Noted po yun, Mr. President.
Thank you. Now, don't you think, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor, yung 4 na Home for the Aged nationwide ay kulang? Hindi ka dapat dagdagan pa po natin kasi Quezon City, Tanay Rizal, Zamboanga del Sur, Davao del Norte, paano kung sa Cebu, paano naman yun? Paano naman yung pag ikaw ay taga Cagayan de Oro, paano kung taga Palawan? So siguro, bawat region, siguro, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor, maglagay ang DSWD ng mga Home for the Aged.
So, Mr. President, the DSWD is mindful that the residential facilities that we currently have are insufficient for the need. And so we have a budget now that will provide for the subsidy to residential care private establishment with valid registration and license to operate, so that the beneficiaries that cannot be accommodated in the government-run facilities can be referred here. It's somehow similar to our GAS program, subsidy for education, where we also provide funding for private educational institutions to take on students that would otherwise have been enrolled in public schools.
Thank you, Madam Spokesman, Mr. President. Let me show you a video of one of the government-run, or picture of government-run home for the aged. I think this is the Graces, kung tawagin. That's it. Medyo maayos naman tingnan, pero meron atang ambulansya dyan na 3 years na hindi nagagamit. So, ayan. There's that ambulance, okay naman, bago pa, wala pang plaka, pero hindi nagagamit. Bakit, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor? Sayang naman. Bumili tayo ng ambulansya na hindi naman nagagamit.
Wala po tayong information regarding a particular ambulance. If his
Okay, brand new, hindi nagagamit. So, nangyari, nanghiram sila sa barangay.
pero may alam ho ba ng ating kasamahan kung bakit hindi nagagamit? Wala ho bang driver? Wala ho bang gasolina? Ano ho bang, hindi ko ho kayang sagutin yung tanong na yun.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Sira daw po.
Sira ang ano? Anong
Ang
kaya?
ambulansya, hindi naman, yan.
Kasi may MOOE po yan eh. So kung sana mabigyan nyo tayo ng konting impormasyon, madali naman ho natin ma-verify, no? May karagdagan impormasyon ho ba
Siguro ang
tayo?
dapat mag-verify, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President, IDSWD, hindi siguro ako yun. Hindi ko na siguro.
Teka, kayo ho kasi ang nagbibigay ng info. So para
That's the info
masagot ko ng
being
maayos,
given to me.
nagtatanong lang po ako
Salamat
kung
po.
ano po ho ang kompletong information.
Yan nga po, sira nga po, hindi nagagamit. Now, kung bakit sira, then it's up to the DSWD to ask Graces kung ano yung sira para ipaparepair kung kailangan pa-repair. It's not for me to know exactly kung yan ba ay sira dahil kulang sa pyesa, kung yan ba ay dahil butas yung gasolinador, etc. etc. It's not for me.
Nagtatanong lang po sir para mapabilis ang ating diskusyon kasi baka may added information. Pero since wala, pinapasa na ho natin sa DSWD. They will find out
Thank
and we
you,
will let
Madam
you know, Mr.
Sponsor.
President.
Yun nga po, sira. So siguro, DSWD people, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President, can call Graces and tanungin kung ano yung sira doon. Kasi the information was
It will be
given
done,
to us
Mr.
only sira.
President.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, magkano po yung budget per person yung run by the government para sa home for the aged, especially sa meals, Mr. President?
What is the question?
How much yung budget per head? And I'm referring sa meals.
For dito po sa mga
Sa
homes
home for the
natin.
aged.
Okay.
500 per day.
Per day. 500 pesos per day, Mr. President.
500 sounds good. That sounds very good. Pero yung sa Graces, nagtanong kami is 275 pesos.
Pwede yung malaman
Kasama
kung
na.
sino ho ang nagsabi noon para ma-check natin. Sino ho doon? Sino ang kausap?
Ano siya? Center head ng Graces, Mr. Arnel Bautista, Mr. President.
Mr. President, this is the latest information we have, that the latest numbers coming from DSWD. For food, it is 200 pesos. Then there's a transportation allowance of 100, accommodation 100, daily maintenance medicine is 50 pesos. So the total is 450, not 500? Sorry, this is PWD yung binabasa ko.
PWD eh.
Okay, so to be clear, ang Graces po kasi is a PWD center. So the budget there is 450.
275, Mr. President,
Older person yun.
per person. Ang pinag-usapan natin. Arnel Bautista, center head, Arnel Bautista. And we were there 2 weeks ago lang, Mr. President, November 12.
Okay. So sige. Okay. Sige, I'll clarify that, Mr. President. Nandyan po sa Grace ay mga older persons and their budget is 500 pesos. 200 for food, ang non-food nila is 300. So yeah, so that's a total of 500, but they also received this.
Yeah.
So no, it's not a breakdown, it's additional. What? That's the breakdown. 85 plus 15 plus 50 is not. Sorry kasi page 1 lang yung pinakita sa akin kaya hindi nag-add up yung numbers. Ulitin ko po. For the older persons, the budget is 500 pesos. And the food is, of that, 200 is food and 300 is non-food. Health, social livelihood, etc. Yung mga pangangailangan nila, toiletries, linen, clothing, etc.
Thank you for that answer, Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Yung 275, Mr. President, hindi po yan ay galing sa amin. Yan po ay galing kay Mr. Arnel Bautista, yung center head. November 12, nandun kami. Binigyan niya sa amin yung listahan yan. 175 for food, 50 for medication, 50 for home life, total of 275 for all persons, Mr. President. So, hindi magkakatugma po sa sinasabi ng DSWD at sa sinasabi po ni Mr. Bautista.
Mr. President, they will speak with Mr. Arnel because they understand that you received this from him, but they also have the updated numbers that I had read into the record. So they will confer with him on this, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And I also have a report for His Honor's information on the ambulance, Mr. President. Ito lang October nasira and for procurement po ang parts na kailangan for the repair.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm not going to argue with, on that anymore, Mr. President, but I was informed years na po, nakatenga lang. So, hindi magkakatugma-tugma. Huwag kang iling-iling ikaw sa DSWD. Please, don't do that to me. Don't you ever do that, please. Huwag kang iling-iling ikaw. Ayaw kang umiling-iling ka habang nagsalita ako. That's very disrespectful of you. Anyway, sige, paparepair. Okay na yun kasi nanghiram tayo sa barangay. Now, meron pong wish list. Isasubmit ko lang siguro kasi marami po siya. Wish list ng Graces. Nakapos na po sila. Hindi na po enough yung budget na nakakarating sa kanila. Ibibigay ko lang sa inyo para hindi na tayo humaba pa. Kasi, of course, DSWD will deny this. But
Gusto natin makita, Mr. President. Thank you.
yeah, we'll give it to you later.
Maybe we can ask the page. Pwede pa. Thank you.
So maybe yung iba pang mga Home for the Aged, mabisita siguro ng DSWD para matingnan kung ano mga pangangailangan nila, kung ano yung mga kulang, kung ano yung mga pwede pang maibigay, etc. etc. Kasi kung hindi sila bibisita, then hindi natin malalaman kung ano yung problema nila. So siguro paying them a visit will be good para ma-address kung ano man yung mga issue doon sa mga Home for the Aged na yun. And then lastly, sana madagdagan pa itong mga Home for the Aged natin nationwide. Kulang ata yung 4. So nangyari po kasi meron yung mga run by NGOs and then humingi ng mga donations. Yung iba, accredited or not, ginagawa ng parang racket para kumita. Tapos yun na nga, tulad sa Bukidnon, hingi ng donation and then napapatakbo sila ng Home for the Aged para pagkakitaan. So siguro dagdagan ng DSWD yung Home for the Aged nationwide. Kulang po ata yung 4 if you ask me. I think siguro bawat region, maglagay tayo, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor.
Those recommendations are well taken, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. Support for children with disabilities, especially to mga children with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism, hearing impairment, visual impairment, speech language disorder, orthopedic, ADHD. Anong klaseng ayuda or program meron po tayo para sa mga children with disabilities, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor?
Mr. President, the National Council for Disability Affairs has a number of programs. Obviously, it's primarily aimed to support persons with disabilities, to provide them with access to health, education, and employment opportunities. So these services include medical and financial support, assistive devices, and livelihood support. The NCDA also coordinates with other government agencies and private companies to assist persons with disabilities in finding employment, livelihood, transportation, and education. To support this, of course, they need to collect the data, and then they have capacity building, they have advocacy activities, and direct support to persons with disabilities.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Magkano po yung budget, financial assistance na ibinibigay sa bawat bata na afflicted by said disabilities? Let's say autism, kasi napakamahal po magastos yung bata na may autism, ang laking gastos dyan. So gusto ko na malaman per month, how much yung binibigay?
We don't have that kind of program, Mr. President, yung per month. Wala pa tayong ganyang program. What we do have are what we have is the Developmental Assistance, Rehabilitation, Empowerment for Children with Disability Caravan. It's called the DARE program. And this is a community-based inclusive development strategy that the intention is to bridge the gaps in accessing developmental assessment for these children with disabilities. So they go to areas and with different professionals to provide these kind of services. So my response to His Honor's specific question would be based on my understanding also of the DOH budget, and that is if there are specific needs like na hospitalyan, whatever those medical interventions are, then PhilHealth also has a budget for that, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Mr. President, merong pilot project ngayon na napakaganda sa DSWD. It's called Project Cherish,
It's now called Aruga.
Aruga. Okay.
Yes, yung Project Cherish, pinangalanan ng Aruga. Community-based project that provides disability inclusive social protection for children with disability and their families to address substantial unmet needs and provide comprehensive social service to provide opportunities towards the development of children with disabilities' full potential.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was referring to, Madam Sponsor. And if I'm not mistaken, 10,000 pesos one time and then 2,000 pesos per month para doon sa batang
Ilang bata?
merong disability tulad ng mga nabanggit ko.
Mr. President, this project is just a pilot project. So when it launches, it will provide. Okay. It's one time. Yun pa lang so far. Yeah. So far, their budget allows for a one-time 10,000 peso support as a disability allowance, Mr. President.
And 2,000 pesos per month ata. Correct me if I'm
Hindi
wrong.
po. Yun po ay yung 10,000 parang advance na yon nung monthly. So it's a 10,000 one-time amount. Walang
10,000.
additional na 2,000 yon.
So kasama na doon.
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you. So ang sinasabi po ng mga tao, yung mga mahirap nating kababayan na may mga disability yung mga anak nila, sana magkaroon po ng monthly allowance. Maganda po yung programa yung, ano yung pangalan ulit nun, hindi na Cherish, Aruga. Napakagandang programa po yan, Mr. President. Kung sino man yung nakapag-isip niyan, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, sana magkaroon ng monthly allowance as opposed to one time na 10,000. At alam naman natin, napakamagastos yung batang may autism, yung batang may cerebral palsy, sa pamasahe na lang, pabalik-balik, papunta sa therapy. At I know na sa public hospital, libre yan, pero hindi naman zero billing yan. Di ba? Meron pa rin talagang share, sagutin na ng PhilHealth, sabihin natin, pero meron pa rin talaga share pag outpatient ang mga pasyente. Mr. President. So siguro, ang point ko rito, baka pwedeng dagdagan yung 10,000 na one time gawin, magbigay siguro tayo ng monthly, Mr. President, tapos gagawin na tayo ng computation, i-factor in natin yung pamasahe nila, food, etc., maintenance, isama-sama na siguro doon, Mr. President.
Definitely, that is the ideal, Mr. President. Currently, this is just a pilot project. There are 400 beneficiaries in 4 LGUs in 2025, and then in 2026, they hope to expand this to 1,200 beneficiaries in 6 LGUs. And currently, that budget is 44,462,000. So this representation fully supports that objective to provide more support. I have had a child with severe disabilities, and I know how costly it is. We just have to be able to roll this out properly and then see how much we can provide, as DSWD does carry the obligation to provide for those with disabilities, the elderly, children who are abandoned, and so many others, and all of them are lacking in requirements. So if we can all work together, this representation will be very happy to support. I will even, without asking the Secretary if His Honor wants to propose a more beneficiaries, if they say they can handle it, His Honor is more than welcome to make an amendment, and this representation will be more than happy to support if they can roll out, because I believe they're limited by the budget, Mr. President. So as I said, 6 LGUs lang ang covered for the next for the rollout for 2026. So there's really room for more beneficiaries out there. We just need the budget, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Sponsor. Thank you. I'll be very, very happy to support that kind of program. Napakaganda nga niya, Mr. President. More beneficiaries and higher cash payout, or if you will, higher na bibigay na financial assistance. Kasi kulang po talaga yung 10,000 one time. So more beneficiaries, tataasan natin siguro yung ibibigay. And of course, kailan natin budget yan. Then like kanina, natutuwa ako kasi si Madam Sponsor, sabi niya very supportive siya, and I myself, I'll do something about it na para mapaganda, mapalawak pa natin itong napakagandang programa ninyo. Madam Sponsor, Mr. President. Okay, almost.
Talaga.
Thank you. Thank you. Dito naman po, last na to, Tara Basa Tutoring Program, Cash for Work Payout. How does it work, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor?
Thank you for that question, Mr. President. Itong Tara Basa tutorial program, the beneficiaries are 2nd to 4th year college students who are enrolled in Bachelor of Elementary Education and other related courses in the state, in the the LUCs, the LGU universities and colleges, and also those in social or behavioral courses. These students are selected and endorsed by CHED to the SWD, and they work as learning facilitators or youth development workers for 20 days. They conduct 8 hours of learning session per day for struggling readers and will receive cash for work based on the regional daily minimum wage, Mr. President.
Thank you for that answer, Mr. President. That's very precise. Ang tanong ko ngayon, Mr. President, Madam Sponsor, meron ba nagmamonitor sa programa ito para masiguro na yung mga college student na pasok sa Tarabasa Tutoring Program ay talagang nagagampanan nila yung kanilang trabaho at talagang merong nabe-benefit ng mga bata na tinututor nila? Is there a monitoring system for this program, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President, the SWD monitors this, and the way they are able to do this is because their partner is the DepEd, and so DepEd gives them feedback kung successful itong mga interventions ng kanilang mga tutors, itong mga college student tutors. So they do have feedback from them, and right now they have a good percentage of students that have been assisted through this program, Mr. President. Both, I mean, when I say good number, both the college students deployed as tutors and the learners who are receiving the tutorials, mataas po yung percentage.
So mataas ang success rate, in other words,
Yes,
Mr. President.
yes, Mr.
And
President.
that information comes from the DepEd, and the DepEd is the one submitting the data and all the pertinent information pertaining to the program na ito ay successful. Tama, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay. Magkano po yung budget dito annually dito sa Tarabasa Tutoring Program,
5 million?
Mr. President?
864. Okay. 864 million, Mr. President.
864 million.
Yes.
Okay. Marami kaming natatanggap na complaints na 3 months na o 4 months pa yung iba, hindi pa rin natatanggap yung kanilang payout. Mr. President, Madam Sponsor. So that is something that should be looked into by the DSWD. Ayan po, sample, payout ko sa Tarabasa 2025. Yan, sample lamang po yan.
So, Mr. President, the Secretary acknowledges that there was a bit of an issue because they were moving the program to digital payment. So it took a while, but it has all been paid now, and they are able to do it digitally, Mr. President. Address na po siya.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Ito po ay 3 weeks ago, 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago. So
Bayad na po, settled na daw po. Confident po ang ating Secretary.
settled na lahat. So-
Yung migration po sa digital system lang.
3 days ago lang. Ayan oh, nakalagay 3 days. Wala pa nga payout. Binulsa na din. Ha ha ha. Ganun.
Meron pa hong naiwan na may deficiency sa paperwork. That one has to be complied with. May I request the Secretary, I'm sure, will have his team look into it kung ano tong mga specific na complaints kasi confident sila na ang naiwan na lang ay yung may deficiency po sa paperwork.
Okay. Sounds good to me, Mr. President. Example is mga complaint. Last na lang to. Email that I received recently. Completed yung kanyang mga requirements, daily time record, accomplishment reports, pre and post assessment of students, submission of attendance, account details, etc. Those are the requirements, I believe. Tama, Mr. President? Yeah, okay. So pag na-comply ito, dapat walang problema. Dapat mababayaran siya. Hindi na abutan ng 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Kasi these 3 people, Mr. President, they complied.